Welcome back to today's video. I'm paying City Skylines. And in today's video, I'm going to be making a oil site for us to be able to get some oil. But so, I'm starting out this time-lapse in Airworld speed build by fixing up tracks, making them slightly more smoother with our chains. And so, with that, really it's kind of just the difficulty of figuring out what's the best way to be able to get everything correct in terms of road guidelines, and then getting smooth ramps down. But honestly, by getting smooth ramps, it's quite easy. You really just make a long path, and really for this hill down here, instead of making it to where it goes all the way to the ground, I made it to where it goes one high from the ground, and just made it to where the bridge goes all the way across the river. And then obviously it first starts to come up or go down right across the, highway. The first highway that came in that, connects with our viaduct. Well, really, it's the only way to get into the city by car. Only other way is by train. Or bus. But would fall under by car. At least until we don't add in other transportation routes like, ships and, airports. Then people will be able to get into here however they want, through many different ways. And then they'll be able to get around however they want in many different ways. Which, it will definitely give a whole lot of options to the citizens of, the local area. When I mean local area, the whole entire town, and really anyone who just decides that they want to come. But so basically, I just fix up the very back part here, right where it would go up, and then just get this nice smooth ramp, which if you do it too long, I'll try to make it as small as it can, or I'll make it as long as it can, and then as space it'll just be track on the ground. But so basically you can easily fix that by just deleting it and then replacing it in just in smaller sections. And that's exactly what I did here, and then I just did some fixing up of the terrain. But so now, right after I'm done fixing up with the terrain, that would be time to get into the main part of this episode, which is indeed building our drilling site / oil rig area, to where basically this is where all of our rigs are going to be, and this is where all of our oil is going to come from. Now we're doing this slightly differently to our other stuff. I haven't put in the non-industry DLC, so the base game stuff yet, at least in this episode, so that's probably going to be either a next episode thing or like an update episode to this. And so, that isn't going to be happening in this episode, so that's what's more or less going to be slightly different about this episode compared to our other industrial episodes. And also that we really don't have a whole lot of space to collect it right in this area that I'm using to collect it. And most of it ends up getting used for factories. But this ends up making us a lot of money. And what I mean a lot of money? 70,000 is the most that I've seen it making, and I've seen it casually just having 50,000 in its lows. And so, that's kind of a lot of money, and that's quite useful, especially for different projects around the city. If, I want to do something very expensive, which, I mean, we already have $12 million. I think we should be good for making expensive stuff, especially since by the end of me, I'm just sitting there and looking at it. I don't know, just some weird thing that I do once I'm done building. Don't ask me why I do it. I think we had 15 million or 14 million, or in between there, somewhere around the midpoint. But we had a dumb amount of money, and basically just made it to where any project that we would ever want to do, we would never ever need to worry about its price tag. Although I do really want to make a shopping center, but for right now, I think we're gonna be stuck with not being able to do that. But so I do have a few questions for you people watching, which I'll get into in a moment. But, would you rather us add on to this by adding a small residential area in here? Like I originally planned to do the oil. And a small residential area here for jobs. And honestly, that would make sense because then we could get people out here. Or do you want to expand on, or, well, also within that, we would be expanding onto the oil by adding in the normal generic oil that's from the base game stuff? Or do we add on to the campus, or we could just keep on adding on to the city? And we do need a whole lot of residential and retail. But so right now I'm basically just testing out some different streets. They're in the Burgers and Piers DLC just to see what I have to my disposal. And seeing if I like anything that would look good instead of using what large avenues I'm using. But I decided that they don't exactly look the greatest. And so then I just move on to doing our bridge going into here. And the only problem with this bridge is that this is the only way in and out of this area, and there's loads of trucks. And when I mean loads of trucks, non-stop trucks are coming in and out of here. So basically caused quite a bit of traffic jams. I was like sitting there making sure everything was good. I had in a cargo train station, I'm being completely honest, just to be able to keep up with that. So this way the traffic literally wasn't killing everything. Because it was screwing up traffic even at the generic industries area, because it was just constant trucks going down this large avenue, four road, 2 lanes, going in your direction. Crossing across a whole ton of people trying to turn left into a huge zone generic industries area, and also unique factories delivering different products from around, or well, delivering forestry and other products in from around the city and importing it. That's basically, that was the only way that I was able to get rid of some traffic. And when I mean get rid of some traffic, eliminated most of it. It's got rid of everything except for the traffic that would come in from, well, that they could just, that was close to here, or that was like far enough away and not close to a train station to where it would have warrant a truck to just go out instead of a train. But really, now no one really use that. But that's definitely something that I do need to tidy up, because I really just, being completely honest, just kind of slapped on just to deal with it. And then also, train traffic is going an insane amount up compared to the last episode and episodes before, because of, well, this new area, and then all of this oil getting transported to the small generic industries area that I have, industrial area that I have in the beginning of the city. And then also most of the city is run off oil power, so now all of this oil is being sent over there for powering the city, which we still don't have a station over there. I really need to get to work on getting a station out there for cargo stations, so this way our forestry goods and our power and everything needs to be imported over from different places around the city, or just in general imported from outside the city, or just moved around the city in general, can be brought over here a whole lot easier, and then doesn't need to be brought over here by truck. and it can just be delivered by train. Then also gives us a way to get goods over to there, and then, well, now basically just got rid of that stoplights in this way. Well, then people weren't stopping right up there, and kind of just screwing up the flow of traffic on both roads. And so basically now, kind of just for leveling this up, I've done this a whole ton times. Basically, I just keep on moving stuff up as I increase its level, or well, as the level increase for it. And my cat has come to invade the recording again. As always, the little kitty comes to invade. Yes, you do. Alright, and so basically I'm kind of stuck in a dilemma. Really, I don't know exactly what tiles I want to get. Because really there's just one or two other tiles that I really want. And those are just ones that lead out to the ocean, so this way we can have cruise terminals. Or well, and then also another way to get cargo into here. But that's really it in terms of like stuff that I would really want to put on the coast. And then I could, well, I mean, then we could have a huge boardwalk and beach, but I mean, that's it. And now my cat is scratching his little scratch tower. And he's being a little weirdo. Yes, you are a weirdo. Yes, we all know that you're a little weirdo. Alright, well, he's gonna go back to doing his kitty things. But so, like I said, I have that dilemma. But, I'm just throwing down these small drilling rigs and not pumps because, well, these are better than the pumps while being similar footprint. I think they're actually better even if you compare their footprint to each other. So I mean, that's always good. I mean, they are a level 2-star thing, so they're always great. And then also get them later, obviously, and they cost more. But so basically, now we're just getting a whole lot more oil, and so now from here, all of our road and stuff is set up, and so now we got to just, well, kind of wait for the next upgrade, and then I'll smooth out some of the terrain, which is what I'm doing right now. And then, well, we also do have the different plants that make stuff for our unique factories. Which, right now, we don't have any unique factories with oil, obviously, because before this, we couldn't make anything for it. Sorry, I record these at night. So, basically, it's kind of hard to indeed do that. Compared to, say, other stuff. Well, yeah, because products that are made from the plants that are in the industry DLC, they can't be imported. Only their the oil, forestry products, well, wood and agriculture, so well, crops can be imported for them. And nothing else. Like, I mean, that's the only real annoying thing with it. That I wouldn't be able to use these factories at all without it. Or, well, might, but that's what it says. That you can't, well, you can't import this item. You have to make it. So I'm just going off what the game straight up tells you. But so now, we're getting into the, production part, where we get to expand into producing our own items. So basically, this whole entire area is basically on a huge, like, little hump in the ground. This is like kind of like a mountain type thing, where a river would be meant to go around this little island, but it's connected because of like the little oil field there. But so basically, it's basically built like a tiny mountain. So basically, I'm just flattening out to where it basically goes all the way back to the very end of the tile. Which, as you know, that's kind of just how it is. So basically, now I'm just re-putting in the road. So this way, it's flat, and then everything can be, well, put in, and, well, put in its correct spot. And then also, well, I'm gonna fit in a whole load of these. And, well, I think that's kind of all I have to say. If you watch other episodes, you know how useful these are. Because they basically give you what gives you your money. Because with industry CLC, what gives you your money is the unique factories, not the oil stuff. Early on, it's the raw products and the stuff made from its production, like chain stuff. But once you unlock the unique factories, really, it becomes to where it's the factories that give you the money. And so then we leveled up to level 3, which gives us the third star, I believe it was level 3. No, it's level 4. Of this, we unlocked the next thing for petroleum. Yes, petroleum, not plastics. And so basically, this is the same exact blueprint, but it does everything that did, but better. Which, I mean, I think we can all agree. When something is it better, but for the same size, it's a win-win. And then also with that, we unlocked the large oil drilling rig. So basically with that, I just started replacing these small ones with it, so this way we could have, well, obviously bigger ones, which would, well, work better and produce more. Sorry. Really produce more and for a slightly bigger blueprint. So for 3, or well, like 3 and, well, actually, let me think. 4 of each. So 8, 12. Alright, so, sorry. Totally losing my mind to think about this. Alright, so, it took over 12 of the spots, but at the cost of a way better, production. So basically there was 3, and then it went down to 2 way better ones that were a whole lot more useful in the end, that ended up working out way better. And well, they obviously gave us a whole load more stuff that was not necessarily necessary, but necessary for our, well, our city to stay afloat in terms of economics compared to, say, other cities that we don't talk about, even if I've built them and I'm kind of proud of them. We don't talk about them if they're in an economic crisis. That's their problem, not mine. But, well, really, now it's just time to, well, get into placing down our unique factories, and, well, as you know, the other stuff we're putting in the storage in here, so this way I can get some raw stuff, and then we got our warehouses to place down the produced stuff, so our plastics and petroleum. I got to place down 2 warehouses for that, and just 1, shelter thing, or, well, warehouse, silo, whatever you want to call it, for our crude oil, which is the raw oil stuff. And then for our unique factory, I obviously need to put it to 150%, because that, well, is what gives us the most. Can either go 50% less or 50% more. I believe that's how it is. It might be a bit less. But I know that you can go up to 50% more, so 100% to 150%. For, I guess, a more efficient way for it to work. Which, I mean, that's always great because then you get more money. And more money is always a good thing. So basically, well, I was gonna say this whole time we're on pause. But, well, it's still somewhat connected to, well, the path, not, door. Yeah, that's correct, I think. But, yeah. That is what's for that. But basically, once I got all of this dealt with, I then decided that it would be a good idea to then move on to the rigs, or well, the oil pumps. So the pumps come in a singular oil pump, or a that is 1x2, or a 3x3, I think. Yeah, 3x3. So then, you get a whole lot more, which it is definitely better compared to placing down 4 of those. Considering that you get an extra oil drill, I don't know what it is exactly in terms of specs, but I think it probably is better once you do the math. Although if I am wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. That's why I know, and then also, well, you can help the algorithm, and also help my cat to stop hitting me with his tail while I'm trying to record and tickling me with it like a little weirdo. Yes, you weirdo. And so basically with that, now we're just moving over all of the pumps over to here to our oil field of sorts. And so now we're just basically adding and moving them around, shuffling them around, and well, just making them look nicer, and then also adding them once we have them all shuffled around to where they need to be, for obvious reasons. And then, well, this honestly is just like a bonus to our raw crude oil, and then also our productions over to the left if you are on the water side, or right if you're on the opposite side, or facing the opposite side. Or, well, no, that's backwards, it's the complete opposite. But, basically, really that's honestly what it comes down to. Or what it comes down to is the wrong word. Or, well, I mean, yes, you could use it. But that's kind of just what happens with it. Then also one thing that I was noticing with our trains, that we get a dumb amount of train traffic. It's a straight up pile up of just trains waiting to leave the city. It's just a in and out like that one Burger King in California. That's kind of like Chick-fil-A, but it's something. I honestly forget what it is. Oh, internet. See, I totally knew that. I'm smart. And so now came the very last level, 5 stars. And so basically I just decided to finish it out like I normally do with this little area. And then, well, then once I'm done here, I obviously have to then move on to the 5-star stuff that we have to place down, or well, don't have to, but we should. which really when it comes down to it was really nothing. Because there's no drilling stuff right on an offshore drilling rig, which we can't even use even the oil one or this one, because there is no water, oil or ore, so well, we can't exactly use it. And then all of the other stuff is kind of just meh, we don't need it. But so, that's just what it comes down to. And then I kind of just ended up getting one of the 5-star things for plastics, just to see which one's better. I figured out that the first one is the best for your buck, which is definitely a whole lot better than getting the worst for your buck, obviously. And then, well, use Dynasty DLC, I definitely recommend using it. It's really just the way that you make money in this game, as long as you're using DLCs. But so, really, that's what I have to say about this DLC. Really, it's just a huge money grab for getting money in game. If you have any problem with economics or money, just get this and you'll be fine. You won't need to ever worry about money ever again. And well, that's kind of obvious, considering what I said at the beginning. This is making, at its high, 70,000. That doesn't include its unique factory. And on its lows, 50k, which is a whole lot. But I believe that's all I have to say for this speed build. I did have some traffic problems, so I tried doing one-lane stuff, trying to control it better after doing asymmetrical roads. If that didn't work, I just turned it back. But so that's all I have to say for our oil field site, or oil drilling site, whatever you want to call it. Oil digging site. But so that's all I have to say about it. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.